Greetings. I'm talking to you today about an officer-involved shooting that occurred last month. Today we're releasing the body-worn camera footage to the media. In the past, it's been FPD's policy not to show that footage on our social media platforms. We're breaking from that policy today and we'll be sharing limited footage in this video. The incident began when FPD received reports of someone firing off a gun in the downtown area. Officers searched for this man for hours as he walked through our downtown area, actively shooting a handgun. Once the officers contacted this individual, events unfolded rapidly. We've done our best to outline this incident here so you can understand what occurred.
Hi, I'm Captain Kyle Dowdy of the Farmington Police Department's Professional Standards Division. I am here today to talk about an officer-involved shooting that occurred on May 10th, 2021. The information, audio, video, and pictures you're about to see are intended to provide details as we currently understand them about the event. This video may contain strong language as well as graphic images which may be disturbing to some people. Viewer discretion is advised. This incident began around 2:23 p.m. as numerous 911 calls came in of gunshots heard in the downtown Farmington area. The callers reported hearing several gunshots and seeing suspicious subjects walking in the area. Here is the first 911 call from a citizen about the incident.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
Hi, we are on 600 West Main Street and, oh my gosh, we are right behind the historic Walters property, and there's people shooting guns. There's been 8 shots from one, and then there's like another 4.
Okay, really quick.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
Me and my colleague were talking, and we heard some weird noises, so we went outside. Well, she went to the window, and I went outside, and a man said, "There's somebody shooting behind our building," and to get back inside. So I figured I better call.
Yeah. Did you hear the gunshots?
Yeah, we heard, and we were like, what the?
One of my teachers about 5 minutes ago heard a round of gunshots going off. We're keeping the kids in and stuff. We don't have any idea what's going on or where it came from, other than it was up on the north side of our building.
All right, was it close? Because we had a couple calls in that area.
Fairly close. It was close enough that they heard it and they're inside.
As the suspect continued to walk through the area actively shooting, more 911 calls came in as officers searched the area for the shooter.
What happened?
We keep hearing gunshots, or what sounds like gunshots, and we saw 2 homeless guys walking around acting really suspicious. They're actually walking around across the street from us between Broadway and Main.
Okay. And can you see what they are wearing?
Dark-colored clothes, like gray and black, 2 native men. One's wearing a black beanie. They're walking across Broadway by our building right now. They're both wearing black.
Okay.
Both have backpacks.
What color are the backpacks?
Black.
Okay.
Yeah, they're acting real suspicious, and they came from the area where we heard what sounded like gunshots.
Okay. And do you know about how many shots you heard?
The first group was about 6. The second group was about 5.
Okay.
They were about 5 minutes apart.
Yes, ma'am. I want to report dozens of shots being fired. Possible 2 suspects going behind Heating and Metal Company off of Short.
Okay.
They took off running behind the building after there was 6 shots fired the second time, and they took off running through there.
Okay.
The first 8 shots, I don't know where they came from.
Okay, I'm going to slow you down. 2 subjects took off running where?
Behind the Heating and Metal Company off of Short. They're going through the alley behind Broadway Gifts and Flowers.
Okay, were they white, black, Native American, Hispanic, or?
They're natives.
No.
Both of them were natives, yes.
Okay.
both native males?
Yes, both of them were males. One was carrying a backpack, one had a really long belt hanging down from his legs.
While officers searched the area, they located several spent shell casings in different locations throughout downtown. The officers also discovered an empty box of ammunition consistent with the shell casings and obtained a possible description of an armed suspect.
Dispatch, how can I help you?
Yes, my name is John. I'm a manager over here at Domino's West Main in Farmington.
Okay.
And I was just out back smoking a cigarette in the back of my store, and I found some gun casings.
Okay.
And I do notice that there is, like, cops in the area right now, just, like, looking. I don't know if they're looking for somebody. But I did notice that there is, like, I don't know if they're fresh, but my manager said that they weren't there last night, so they had to have been from today.
At approximately 4:14 p.m., another report of active shooting was received near Orchard Avenue and Anima Street. Officers saw a man in the area who matched the description given earlier. The on-duty sergeant coordinated a response with his officers to safely approach the shooter. As the officers exited their vehicles, the man picked up a gun from the ground. The man pointed the firearm at one of the officers and quickly walked towards him. 4 officers fired at the suspect. The suspect was injured and officers immediately ran to render aid. Officers applied tourniquets and held pressure on the wounds until emergency medical personnel arrived. The suspect was immediately transported to the hospital. He has been identified as 29-year-old Brian Benally and is still under medical care at a facility in Albuquerque. The gun Benally used was recovered fully loaded with a round in the chamber. Thankfully, there were no injuries to the officers or community members. The officers involved in the incident have been placed on administrative leave since the shooting, which is standard policy for the Farmington Police Department. This incident is subject of both an internal and criminal investigation. It will be reviewed by the 11th Judicial District Attorney's Office when completed.
When we have officers involved in situations such as these, we do several things. First, we work with other agencies to handle the actual investigation. In this case, the Sheriff's Office and the San Juan County Regional Officer Involved Shooting Task Force direct the investigation. Second, FPD conducts an internal review to ensure our policies and training were followed. Finally, following the officer's statement to investigators, we release the video limited to the moments before, during, and immediately after the incident. Then, working with the San Juan County District Attorney's Office, the video is shown to the family. Although the Sheriff's Office investigation remains active and will be reviewed by the District Attorney's Office, we have completed our internal review. Based on the facts we now know, the officer's actions were within policy. 2 things are particularly noteworthy. First, the responding officers worked diligently to find the shooter before anyone was injured. Officers did not know what the man had been shooting at as he roamed the downtown area, but the potential for someone to be targeted was very real. Secondly, as soon as the officers stopped the man's advance on them, they quickly transitioned into life-saving mode. Several officers raced up to the subject and began immediate medical treatment that likely saved his life. This action reflects the value the Farmington Police Department and our officers put on saving lives. No matter what transpired seconds before, the officers rapidly transitioned, and I am very proud of their response. I have talked with you in the past about the importance of time and distance in determining how incidents such as this unfold. The more time and distance officers have, the higher the likelihood of establishing rapport with the individual and resolving the incident peacefully. Unfortunately, oftentimes events unfold quickly, and that is what happened. As officers arrived, Mr. Benally at first started to walk in the opposite direction. However, when he saw an officer blocking his exit route, Mr. Benally walked back, picked up his gun, and walked toward an officer while pointing the gun. All of this occurred within just a few seconds. Faced with an armed suspect who had been shooting off more than 24 rounds and who is now advancing on officers while pointing the gun at one officer, I believe the officer's actions were appropriate. The Farmington Police Department is committed to being as transparent as possible in critical incidents such as this. Our officers should be held to the highest standard and their actions critically reviewed. I know an event like this affects the community, the department, our officers, and the subject's family and friends. Whenever our officers are involved in a situation such as this, we conduct a thorough review. We take this very seriously, and we are currently examining everything that occurred to learn where we can improve. In this incident, I am very thankful that no officers or uninvolved citizens were hurt. I appreciate your patience as this continues to be investigated. Thank you.